The following is a presentation of the Missouri Sports Network.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Welcome to Huddle Up here on the Missouri Sports Network, inside of Bambino's fine Italian studio. Hey, we got the usual suspect here today. One of them with a limp, one of them is a Kaiser Sose, and I'm the other guy. I'm Johnny Mack. Hey, up in the corners, you're gonna see him. That's Guy Newcomb. That's Coach Darren Archer, and I'm Johnny Mack. Like I said, we are the usual suspects. We are here to talk all sports, all Missouri sports. Fellas, how things going today?
Hey, it's going well. It was a gorgeous day and a gorgeous last few days outside. The weather has been exceptionally perfect here in Southwest Missouri.
Yeah, I've had a good week so far. Coming off Labor Day weekend, college football is back underway. Professional football starts this evening, and life's getting good, Johnny.
Yeah, the holiday, I don't know how to feel about them. I don't need that extra day of eating in my life. I just don't need it right now. I'd rather go back to work and not have to eat breakfast and not get up and eat a good lunch. And I don't necessarily need a steak and chicken wings for dinner. The holidays are really putting on pounds right now. I'm not necessarily looking forward to Thanksgiving and just eating all day Thursday, all day Friday, all day Saturday. But look, I'm not here to moan or complain about anything. It was a good holiday. I needed a break, but I'm just saying, guys, man, I am eating to the point where I'm sweating in places, and I'm wiping off sweat in places I didn't know I should be wiping from. I didn't think I should be wiping from the places. I didn't know I sweated under some of these areas. But with all that being said, last weekend, hey, college football, we're going to talk about a little bit Missouri State, how they opened up. Mizzou just put a straight whooping on Murray State, but tonight is what it's all about. It's that time. And if you're anything like me, and you woke up to a certain cable company and you didn't have a couple main channels, you were pretty pissed off Monday night. But I'll be able to watch the game today. I'll be out doing a couple things with my work, and we're gonna have a good time watching the game tonight. But look, them Chiefs are defending champions, and they're trying to do something that has never been done, Coach. They're trying to win back-to-back Super Bowl titles, Coach. Before we jump into the game and how that might play out, Coach, do you think there's a chance?
Hey, until somebody beats them, there's always a chance, and I like their chances just as well as anybody's going into this season. If you're a Chiefs fan, you have to be excited about what the season looks like starting this evening. And although the schedule is tough, they will definitely be tested by the time they hit the playoffs, provided they hit the playoffs, which I think they will. But yeah, I think they've got a chance. And like I said, until somebody knocks them off that pedestal, they're still king of the mountain.
Yeah, I forgot you wear Chief underwear going to bed. You got Chief hoodies and all that. You're just a true Chief lover. Let's talk to this guy over here called the Scoreboard Guy. What do you think? Give me a real reason. Do you think they can actually win 3 Super Bowl champions in a row, Guy?
Hey, it's never been done before, and there's a reason it hadn't been done before. The pressure coming into the season with all that weight on your shoulder, but when you've got AR-15 and that's Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, if Mahomes can stay upright, I think they've got to be the odds-on favorite going in.
Yeah, I forgot about you too. I was over at your house the other day and I saw you got a Chief teddy bear sitting right in the middle of your bed. So I figured you're a Chief. You're a homer too. Look, I don't think they got a chance. I don't think it can happen. And anybody reasonable is going to say there's no way. They got lucky the first Super Bowl because dang on Garoppolo overthrew a guy wide open at the 2-yard line. That's a ridiculous thing. The second Super Bowl, I don't know. Maybe the quarterback. Maybe he's on the tape because all of a sudden the ball just slips out of his hand, and the other guy picks it up for the Chiefs and runs it back. 50-something yards. I don't know. Someone tell me how you can get a pass interference call, one of the last players. And last year's Super Bowl was just such a fluke. I mean, there's not a luckier franchise in the world. There's not a luckier franchise. Maybe the New England Patriots when they should have lost to Seattle. But I'm just saying there's no way this could happen. But let's just jump into tonight's game. Hey, Chiefs are playing Baltimore tonight, fellas. And it's going to be rocking in Arrowhead. And for some reason, the Chiefs are 3 points favored. I'd have put this game more likely at a little even, which means if it's reversed, it would be kind of like a push. Guy, how do you see this game playing out tonight?
Well, I mean, the Chiefs are 3-point favorites just because they're at home. This is a push, like you said. Last year when they played the Ravens were a 4-point favorite in last year's AFC Championship game, and the Chiefs won by 7. And this Andy Reid versus Harbaugh, and he's 6-2 versus Harbaugh. And when you give Andy Reid any time to prepare, he's the best coach in the NFL, and he's had all summer to prepare for this. And you got Patrick Mahomes, so I think the Chiefs win this, and then you got to go into that next week with Cincinnati. So we'll see, but this it's going to be a lot of fun tonight.
Coach, they got wide receivers. Rice probably start. I mean, I don't see how. I mean, look, I'm not a hater, guys. I'm really not. But
Yeah,
I don't see how can you have how could you have a wreck, walk away from the wreck, and not get suspended? You got guys that are barely touching people for a tackle and getting suspended. I just don't understand. Coach, they got Rice, they got the new kid Xavier Worthy, they got Travis Kelce, and they brought Juju Smith back. What do you think the impact could be on the receiving corps in this game tonight?
I think it'll be very impactful. And, I really like the pickup of Juju Smith-Schuster. I really do. I think he still has some gas in the tank. I think especially with Hollywood Brown being out tomorrow or this evening, I really think that he can step in and be that second or third option that he needs to be. The focus going into this game is by a lot of people is Kansas City's offense against Baltimore's stifling defense. And I think what it's going to come down to is Kansas City's defense. I think that's going to be the main player if you're a Kansas City fan. That's who is going to be a difference maker in the game. That to me, along with special teams, it's probably going to come down to two of the best field goal kickers in the league right now to determine a game. And if they're bringing their A game tomorrow night, it's going to be a shootout from the kickers.
Well, I agree with. I'm going 31-27 Baltimore. And just for those that may be new to the show, you might go 17 or 18 regular season weeks with me never picking the Chiefs. The Chiefs could be playing Greenwood, and Greenwood doesn't even have a team, I don't think. And I'm still picking. I'm taking Greenwood and the over. I don't care. I'm not taking the Chiefs. With all that being said, big fella, maybe Andy Reid, if he does get back to that third Super Bowl, and if they, making a strong run, he'll probably win the Coach of the Year. I think there's a good chance for that. What do you think, guy?
Well, I think he's got to. He's deserved it several times since he got to Kansas City, and he's never won it. And you look at the head coaches who have won it twice, Bruce Arians, Ron Rivera, and Kevin Stefanski have each won it twice since Andy Reid got to Kansas City. He's been to 6 consecutive AFC championship games and, 4 out of the last 5 Super Bowls. So it's time. He's due. And if he gets a Super Bowl win, they win 3 in a row, you got to start putting him there with Belichick as far as one of the greatest coaches in NFL history.
I agree with you. Look, Good, it's always good talking about the Chiefs because I think it's very entertaining. Our audience definitely loves it. So look, let's end this one with something we had fun with. And it wasn't really a humorous topic, but we had fun with it for several months, and that's that dang on Chiefaholic. And as you know the story, this guy was going around robbing banks, and then he was going on Sunday, and he was dressed up, and he was known as one of the biggest Chiefs fans in the area. Fill us in on what's happening with him and what's his fate look like in the court system.
Well, at some point today, he will learn his fate. He is being sentenced for those bank robberies that he committed in several states. And on occasion, it was on the way to road Chiefs games, and he would stop and rob a bank and use that money to get in and get in the front row. And then he was gambling with that. And it totaled over $800,000 that he stole over a season and a half. And he got caught. They put him in jail. Then they let him out. And he went on the run. But they did recapture him, but he will be sentenced later today, and he's likely to get, I think, a minimum of 15 years.
Coach, it's never worth it. You can eat and run. You can sneak in or jump over a gate to get in the game, but I don't think robbing a bank has ever been one of the reasons to get the means to buy a ticket. Coach, what do you think?
No, I think you can sit at home and watch it if it comes down to that.
Yeah, right.
It's kind of, I don't want to say it's funny. It's tragic if you really think about it. But we did follow that story all year last year when he was on the run, and they finally caught up to him. And I think we even offered a reward if a listener or viewer was the one that would turn him in and claim that they caught him. But looking forward to some football tonight. Just glad that the NFL's back going full force, and just about every day of the week is going to have some football in it, and I love this time of year.
Absolutely, Coach. And we did, for those of you who don't remember, we did offer a reward, and that was you were going to be able to shave guy's head bald. But as you can see, hell, ain't no reason to do that now. He's already there. So look, hey, we're going to close this segment out. We'll be right back. We're going to talk a little bit more football, get into maybe Mizzou, some Missouri State, how they almost pulled a big upset, and what they got coming up in the next couple of weeks. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Huddle Up here on the Missouri Sports Network.
Hi, I'll have the avocado toast minus the avocado.
So, toast.
Yeah. Everything is so expensive these days. Hey, Chevy gets it. That's why they're keeping prices down to earth, like on the most affordable EV in America. A super strong and capable Chevy truck. And a high-tech Chevy SUV. Why is Chevy making affordable vehicles connected by OnStar? It's so together, we can do more.
Imagine a bank that goes where you go, creating seamless solutions for every step in your financial journey, allowing you to manage your money the way you want to, with a banking relationship that makes every day extraordinary. Imagine a world full of possibilities, always within reach. Central Bank. We do banking better.
Welcome back to Huddle Up here inside of Bambino's Fine Italian Studios on the Missouri Sports Network. Once again, we are the regulars. I'm Johnny Mack. That's Guy Newcomb, and that's Coach Darren Archer. Hey, fellas, let's jump right into some baseball. Our state tends to really flow really, really well when the Cardinals are doing well. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a homer. I'm just saying that because really when the Cardinals are kind of the money train and the Royals are doing good, that's even better. But right now, the Cardinals just a mediocre team. They're just hanging on by a thread. We haven't been mathematically eliminated, so we're still there. But Coach, I don't know what to say, man. It seems like we're 6-4 in our last 10 games. Maybe it's our pitching, but Coach, do we even have any inkling of getting in, or should I just give up hope and stop holding on to my Cardinal dreams?
Johnny, you should have given up hope back in June. Just like I had to.
With the Cubs? Okay.
Yeah, with the Cubs. Yep. Yeah. Welcome to my world.
Yeah.
No, it's you really, this kind of shocked me, to be honest, when, if you take a look at the long haul of the season, their chances are zero, slim to none. Just like the Cubs, unfortunately. But I think what's going to happen in the offseason is going to be interesting. I think that's what people are starting to talk about, and we talked about this last week, that people are starting to make their frustration known with the lack of attendance. And I can tell you right now, Marmol is going to be the sacrificial lamb, and I think everybody else stays. I think Mozeliak signed through to 2025, I believe, and the blame is going to fall squarely on Marmol's shoulders, and he'll be given his pink slip, and I think that's that. But as far as making the playoffs, we better find a team. We better be a bandwagon fan and find one to jump on pretty quick, because ours will be playing golf.
No wagon here, and I can't play an instrument, so I can't be in a band. Look here, Newt. There's some very low odds of us making a chance, but our next couple games, if we can get a winning streak going, and maybe. What are your thoughts?
Well, I'm frustrated. You know that girl you kind of chased when you were in high school or college. You text her or called her, and you thought you had a chance, but all of a sudden she wasn't interested. And you finally just threw your hands up and said, I'm done. And that's where I'm at with the Cardinals. I am done. Even talking about it, watching it, listening to it. I still get the notifications on my phone. Every now and then I'll check on them. But, right now, the only thing I'm rooting for is losses, because at this point, the Royals are going to outdraw the Cardinals at the gate. And Kansas City is a football town and football starting, and they're still going to draw more freaking people than Busch Stadium. So I'm done. I've told her goodbye. I'm not talking to her again.
Hey, Johnny.
Yeah,
He's talking about texting when he was in high school. Man, there was nothing but a rotary phone back when we were in high school.
Coach, I'm with you. Look, I might think I'm done with it, but every time I see her, my heart starts to flutter a little bit. Like, hey, girl,
that's right.
Hey, girl.
There's always a chance.
There's always that chance. But yeah, with all that being said, I believe some of the chances are like below 1%. But the Royals, on the other hand, are, they had a really, really good stretch, would put them in a good position to maybe have a little bit of a fallback. And right now, guys, seems like they've done that a little bit. They've lost a couple games in a row. Tell us what's going on with them.
Well, I tell you what, Vinny Pasquantino broke his thumb, a week ago. And, since then, they've just decided not to hit, but they've had to change the lineup around. I mean, the guy had 97 RBIs. He was a huge offensive threat. And since that time, since he's went down, Salvi Perez and Bobby Witt Jr. have combined for a 139 batting average in those 7 games. They've lost all 7 of them. And that's taken that big bat from the left side out of your lineup, and it's changed every inning. And watching them, they just kind of look defeated, with losing Pasquantino. They're still 5.5 out behind Cleveland as the time that we're recording this, and they're 4.5 games ahead of the Boston Red Sox. But now the Tigers are making a run, and they've won 8 of 10, and they're on their way. They've won 7 of their last 10. Boston has lost 7 of their last 10, so they're kind of falling back. The difference could come down to that last series of the season, where Detroit plays the Chicago White Sox, who've already lost 110 freaking games. And the Royals, they'll be in Atlanta, who is also trying to fight for their playoff lives. So if the Detroit can get within 2 games or a game, and going into that last weekend, the Royals may be in trouble.
Coaches, we both know the Royals still, though, have a fighting chance, a puncher's chance. But actually, they got a great chance of being in the wild card. I'm not even going to ask you about the Royals, because I don't really feel as good inwardly. I don't feel more of a man when I do that. This is what makes me feel like a man. Tell me how bad those Cubs are, Coach.
They're bad.
I feel
they're
so
bad.
Good.
Hey, but they're not as bad as the Cardinals.
With that being said, we 2 bad teams, and we have 1 team in Kansas City that we need to root for. so the home state can bring in some. Fellas, let's move real quickly over to the football side. Missouri State almost had an upset at Montana. People that don't know, Montana is a solid football program, ranked, I think, number 3 nationally. Coach, Missouri State had a couple injuries, but they almost pulled upset. Coach, what did you notice anything about that game that made you think Missouri State should have a glimmer of hope moving forward?
Gosh, the number of penalties.
Yeah,
that really hurt their chances. That was a game that was winnable on the road to start the year against, like what you had talked about, a formidable opponent, and the penalties just killed them. I think Guy and I were talking over the weekend, and they were the most penalized FCS team last weekend. And when you hold that distinction, it's probably not going to end up well for you. So hopefully they can get things cleaned up. And I believe they're back at home this coming weekend. And hopefully they're not at home. Okay. Well, they need to get things cleaned up and get a road win and hopefully get back on the right track, and get that W.
Well, they got an FBS team coming up in Ball State at a 1 p.m. kickoff. But, I mean, Ball State is not one of those teams that's going to bring a lot of fear into you. But they still got to play better football, Guy. And a lot of people say penalties can be contributed to the coaching or lack of discipline. But there's several things that happened, Guy, in that game. What did you notice out front that really kind of caught your eye?
Well, first off, they get an offensive lineman that goes down in warm-ups, breaks his ribs during warm-ups. So now they're down an offensive lineman. And then you lose 2 more during the game, and they're both going to be very questionable. And I think that may have led to some of those penalties up front because you're using guys up there that aren't used to starting in those roles. And they get at, maybe they grab somebody. I mean, you're talking about a Montana team who finished second in the country last year. They played in the national championship game just a year ago. And you're playing in front of you're playing in front of 26,000 fans there at Grizzly Stadium. And it was an opportunity that got away from them. They were down 12-10 at half. They cut it to 26-24, with 4.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. And then they get sacks, back-to-back sacks, and just got out of it. And on a fourth down play, I don't understand why you don't throw the ball up, take a sack. Why you take a sack there? And that comes from maybe preparation and maybe just some youthfulness as far as experience-wise. But I think they can build on this, but they've got to eliminate those penalties.
On the other side of the state, I'll say this, or in the middle of the state, Mizzou just opened up a can, and they didn't really pour it out. They just basically just shook it all over Murray State, and it just got bad. And it went from an onside kick that didn't work to start the game off to just a 28-0. It just got out of control, Coach. Coach, quickly, let's say this here, Coach. Is Mizzou as good as they looked, or is Murray State just a really bad football team?
I think a little bit of both. Mizzou's good. I mean, they're ranked 9th in the nation this as of Monday, and I think we'll find out really how good they are in 2 weeks. Now they have Buffalo this coming weekend, but they play a Boston College team that has a new coach. And really put it on Florida State, who was previously ranked number 10 in the state or in the nation. So I think that'll be the first true test, and then obviously they will start getting into SEC play. But that will be a good test for them. We'll figure out kind of where they're at. But I like this team. This may be one of the best teams in a long time to be on Faroe Field.
Well, let me say this, and I don't know if you guys got a chance to look at their Murray State lineup, but their starting quarterback was a guy by the name of Guy Newcomb, and their best wide receiver was a cat by the name of Darren Archer. And I'm telling you guys this right now, and if their center was a guy named Johnny Mack, they didn't have a chance in hell. And I'm telling you that they didn't have a chance in hell to win that game. So I don't know what type of talent they were putting out there and Mizzou just did what they had to do. I'm still very skeptical. For those of you that are new listeners, I'm a former Missouri State Bear, and it'll be hard for me to ever say Mizzou is going to win a game. But I do expect them to go, to have Buffalo come in and for them to take care of their business. And then we will see what happens at Boston College and Vanderbilt. Hey, fellas, good segment. Hey, don't go anywhere out there in listener land. Hey, you're listening to Huddle Up here on the Missouri Sports Network. We're going to take a very brief intermission. We'll be right back. Don't go.
We believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support for life. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters.
The Walnut Street Inn is located in the heart of Springfield on historic Walnut Street, just blocks away from the Missouri State campus, Hammons Field, Great Southern Arena, and downtown Springfield. The Walnut Street Inn features newly remodeled rooms, breakfast served daily, and a friendly, accommodating staff. The Walnut Street Inn is also a great venue for private events. Book your stay or get more information at walnutstreetinn.com or call 417-864-6346.
Tell me something good. Tell me, baby. Hey, y'all remember that's an old school jam right there. If you don't remember that, shame on you. Hey, here's what I'm going to tell you that's good. It's high school football in the air. It's starting on Thursday night. It's starting tonight. And then your Friday typical games. There's a lot going on, a lot of new conferences, a lot of new teams playing one another. Guy, let's kick it off. Tell me what you're thinking about the conferences and what's going on, buddy.
Well, this is kind of that first week, with the Ozark Conference dissipating or dismantling a year ago. You've got all those teams going in different directions. Some went to a majority of them went to the COC. And Bolivar goes down to that new Ozark Mountain Conference. But as you look at the former Ozark Conference schools, they were 2-8 this weekend, with Hillcrest and Camdenton getting the only 2 wins. And Hillcrest played Central, who is also a former Ozark Conference team. And West Plains loses, Bolivar loses, Kickapoo loses, Parkview loses, Glendale. They kind of struggled this weekend. And Camdenton, they beat Jeff City 53-28, and Hillcrest shut out Springfield Central 33-0. But the Central Ozark, or the former Ozark Conference teams, were outscored in week 1 355-99. So, but you had some outstanding performances. Nixa maybe has an historical offensive line with regards to what they've got with Jackson Cantwell, who's the number 1 recruit in his class in the country, 6'8", 310 pounds, and he's already getting D1 offers from every Power 5 school in the country. But they had a good showing as they kind of handled Republic. Webb City, they kind of put it to Lebanon. Blair Oak scored 62 points off a very good Maryville team that still on Monday got ranked in the state after getting beat 61-12. Cardinal Ritter, who may be the best team in any class in the state, they go to Jackson, who's perennially pretty dang good, and a Class 5 school, and they kind of hand it to them. Forsyth beats Father Tolton. Eureka with a good showing. Lee Summit North, all impressive in week 1. As you look to week 2, there's an interesting matchup in Republic as they host Waynesville. Republic and Waynesville have not played each other in 43 years, going back to November 11th, 1981, in a state sectional game in which Waynesville defeated Republic 14-7. Waynesville then lost the quarterfinal game to Aurora. So that's just an interesting matchup there. Lutheran North that year defeated Marshall in the state championship 14-6. 1981 was also the year that Greenwood High School, when they did have football, not playing the Chiefs, but when they did have football, they won the state title, and Payne Stewart was the quarterback for Greenwood that season. So a lot of interesting things coming up this week, and I know we've got some who you gots. We've got some matchups on Thursday night, and Archer, I know you've been putting out a lot of information on schedules coming up this week.
Yeah, this week, if you go to on Twitter, or X, is whatever you like to call it. Go to @Missouri_sports, and we have a weekly segment that we call Who You Got. And this is basically a poll for some of the big matchups throughout the state. And let's go through this week's matchups right now. In Class 8, number 6, Appleton City, who is 1-0, will play at number 1, Archie, who is also 1-0. And right now, 75% of our viewers think that Archie is going to come out on top. Also in 8-man football, number 9, Lockwood, who is 0-1, plays at number 10, Drexel. And this is pretty close. Right now, 54% of our viewers think that Lockwood is going to be victorious in that matchup. Down on the Boot Hill, class number 1, number 3, St. Vincent is playing at number 2, class 2, Valley Catholic. Valley Catholic overwhelmingly with 93.9% of the votes. Our viewers think that will win that football game. In Class 1, number 7, Milan plays number 9, North Platte. 58.7% of our viewers believe that North Platte will win that game. Interesting matchup. Class 4 receiving vote, Savannah takes on Class 2, number 6, East Buchanan. And this is a close matchup. 55% think that Savannah will come out victorious in that matchup. Up north, Class 3, number 8, Chillicothe, who's 1-0, plays Class 4, number 10, Kirksville. Another close one. 51% think that Kirksville will win that football game. In Class 3, interesting matchup, conference matchup. Number 5, Mount Vernon plays Class 3, number 2, Seneca, and Seneca is favored by 72% to win that matchup. Maybe the matchup of the week is Blair Oaks, who is number 1 in Class 3, plays at Class 4, number 2, Lutheran North. And right now, Blair Oaks is favored by 61% to win that matchup. In Class 4, number 7, Mexico plays Class 3, number 7, Southern Boone. Southern Boone is favored by 52% to win that matchup. Platte County and Grain Valley, 2 Class 5 class-ranked schools. Platte Valley overwhelmingly with over 70% of the votes. That will be an interesting game. In Class 5, number 2, Webb City, and if Lutheran North and Blair Oaks are the game to see, this is game 1A. Class 5, number 2, Webb City, and Class 6, number 6, Nixa, both undefeated at this point, are going to battle out this weekend, and 63.5% of our viewers think that Nixa will win the football game. So some interesting polls and who you got. If you want to participate in these polls, type or search hashtag who you got and go vote.
I love it. I love it. Some great games. Hey, man, Webb City is a traditional powerhouse. They know how to play the game. I don't care how big you are up front. You better bring a lunch pail when you play in Webb City, because they're going to come to play it. That's for sure. Guy, what you got to end up with, fella? What you got to end up with? Any other scores, anything on the soccer side, any place what we got?
Well, nothing. I just want to encourage everybody to tune in on Friday nights to Friday Night Live. Starts at 9:30. We'll go through to 11 o'clock. We'll interview coaches from around the state. We'll give out all the scores. Folks can contribute as they did this past Friday night. They get messages because where they were listening from, and had several thousand viewers and listeners there. So I want to encourage people to get to there. We got high school game day coming up at 5 o'clock on Friday. Tomorrow, we'll have some of our athletes of the week presented by Chevrolet and sponsored also by the Missouri State Highway Patrol. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us, hey, take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. And that's all I got, J-Mac.
Coach, I love it, man. You got anything you want to end off with?
Nope. Just looking forward to another weekend of football, high school, college, professional. Life is good, Johnny.
Life is good. I'm about to tell y'all something. Stay away from the holidays. You will start putting on some baggage. It's hard to get rid of, but it's good doing it. Hey, it's been another good episode of Huddle Up here on the Missouri Sports Network inside of the Bambino Fine Italian Studios. Once again, I say this for the crew. I'm Johnny Mack. That's Guy Newcomb, and that's Coach Dan Archer. Hey, we appreciate you listening. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. We're here every week. Tune us in. Hey, give us a hit up. Let us know what you think. We appreciate you. Love you. Talk to you later.
This has been a presentation of the Missouri Sports Network. Thank you for tuning in.